Chapter 3, more about alcoholism, episode 3 this time, proper 3. You don't have to drink for a long time or drink huge amounts of alcohol to become changed. Page 47, just finished 46. To be changed by your drinking. Some alcoholics start drinking and then spiral out of control after a few years, and some drinkers would be insulted if you called them alcoholics to their face, but they are totally unable to stop drinking. We at AA are familiar with the symptoms of alcoholism, so we see potential new alcoholics everywhere, especially among the young people. There's a lot coming in, a lot of youngsters, 20s, 30s. When we meet with someone who isn't sure if they're an alcoholic, we challenge them to stop drinking for a whole year. If they are an alcoholic, it is very likely that they will fail. But even if they do succeed in avoiding liquor for a year, they might still become alcoholics later on. Many of us have been sober for a year at a time and become serious drinkers after that. Yeah, I did that. Being able to stop for a long period of time isn't enough. We think that most people who read this book will struggle to stay sober for a year. Some will be drunk one day after making the decision to stop, for sure. The rest will be drunk within a few weeks. How to tell if you're an alcoholic. One of the most frustrating things about alcoholism is that it affects all alcoholics equally. People who want to stop drinking and people who don't want to stop drinking will both be unable to get sober. People who are good-hearted and people who are cruel will continue to drink uncontrollably. People with strong willpower in all other areas of life will have zero willpower when it comes to drinking. Alcoholism doesn't care who you are or what you've done. So how do you know if you're an alcoholic yourself? How do you know? Shall we have a look? The quickest way is to go to the bar and try and control your drinking. Let yourself drink for a little while and then make yourself stop suddenly. Try to do this more often over the few weeks. If you're honest with yourself, it won't take long to see the truth. I didn't need to do that. Dismantling the tumble dryer for the money inside was a bit of a clue for me. If you don't want to try this experiment, you don't have to. The members of AA have learned to see and understand the signs of a relapse. We know how alcoholics think. We know how they're feeling and when they want to stop their drinking and cannot do it. Throughout this book are stories of real alcoholics who share their own experience. If you read these stories and recognize that yourself in them, then that is all you need. You are one of us. Let's start with the story of a man we call Jim. He ran a successful car dealership that had been started by his father. He had a lovely wife and family. He was a war veteran, a talented salesman, and a well-liked member of his community. He seemed quite normal, except that he had a nervous personality. He didn't drink until he was 35, but his drinking became very serious very quickly. He soon lost his car dealership. Within a few years, he started to become uncontrollably violent when he got drunk. Jim went to the hospital psychiatric ward, and when he was ready to leave, he found out about the AA program. He started the program and felt hopeful at last. He moved back in with his family and began to work as a salesman for a car dealership. He had lost through drinking. Car dealership he'd lost. Everything seemed to be going well, but Jim didn't try to connect with a higher power. That meant he was fully committed to AA. He wasn't fully committed to AA. I haven't read this before, so I'm reading off the cuff. Soon he was getting drunk again, many days in a row. He was surprised and upset that this happened. When he spoke with another AA members later to figure out why he'd done wrong, he didn't want to get drunk, so what had he done it? Why had he done it? Why did he slip up? We knew he was a real alcoholic and in serious trouble. We knew he would have to go back to the psychiatric ward if he kept drinking, and that he would lose his family, and he didn't want any of those things to happen. But when he got drunk again, some of his friends in AA asked him to explain exactly how it happened, and this is what he told them. That'll be in episode 4, coming up.